I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them.
So that's a little bit chilling. Not only the context for why Donald Trump had to give that address, as you know, the anti-war guy has launched us into another war in the Middle East, which he constantly accused other politicians of being ready to do over the last 10 years, saying they would do it because they're bad negotiators and they just want to juice their domestic numbers. And then, hey, what do you know? He did it almost instantly after becoming president. But it isn't just that, it's the God stuff that he's suddenly throwing in there. This guy who definitely does not believe in God. You are a clown if you believe that he believes in God, suddenly throwing it out there. So as he launches us into yet another potentially devastating and costly war in the Middle East, and we're getting updates actually on Iranian reprisals, which are happening literally as we're recording this, he suddenly is cloaking himself in God. Oh, he's got a lot to say about God, this guy, as he condemns US service members to death. And so, look, these updates are going to be coming at random times, but apparently Iran, I guess, has launched missiles at one of our bases. We're going to try to learn about that literally live as we're doing this. So understand that we were going to be, and we still will be, talking about all the different forms that Iranian counterattacks could come in. It appears that those have now actually begun, and so he did the strike. We said on Friday that it was entirely possible that he seemed to be really rapidly moving in the direction that he was being dragged in by Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu says, you're gonna go to war for us, and oh, what do you know, the big, strong alpha silverback gorilla, Donald Trump, does it almost instantly. It takes like 1 week for him to go from, no, Israel, don't do this, I want diplomacy, to him launching this war. And the Hawks are obviously very happy about this. Benjamin Netanyahu gave a big address. Lindsey Graham says, good, this was the right call. The regime deserves it. Well done, President Trump. Fly, fight, win. And Tom Cotton's very happy about it too, says that Iran has waged a war of terror for 46 years. For 46 years, that's about as long as Benjamin Netanyahu has been telling us that they're imminently going to get nukes, actually, for about 46 years. We could never allow Iran to get nuclear weapons. Well, they weren't. They weren't on the precipice of getting nuclear weapons, but no, we're not gonna let the truth get in the way of the rush to war. Tom Cotton's excited. We might spend trillions on this thing. We might be stuck there for decades. And it's not like he has to fight it. So why would he wanna be interrupted when he's having so much fun? And there are some people, by the way, that are pushing back against this. Many of the Democrats, I would say their response has been way too muted. Their biggest issue in the Senate seems to be that they weren't briefed on it and the Republicans were, which, yeah, that's a really weird thing to do, especially as you're giving the middle finger to Congress, whose role it is to declare war. But some are being strong. AOC says, the president's disastrous decision to bomb Iran without authorization is a grave violation of the Constitution and congressional war powers. That is objectively true. He has impulsively risked launching a war that may ensnare us for generations. It is absolutely and clearly grounds for impeachment. If we had a Senate, a House, a Republican Party with something, like a vestigial spine even, yes, it would, probably not in this case. Rokan also points out there was no authorization of Congress. We need to immediately return to DC and vote on Thomas Massie and my war powers resolution to prevent America from being dragged into another endless Middle East war. But there's just not nearly enough people on that side to actually make that happen, JR. So the war hawks have once again got what they wanted. It's just American politics playing itself out cyclically, repeatedly, again, over and over.
So Donald Trump stood up there in front of that podium and did the whole thing. We're going to war. I'm sorry. We're tactically shooting these missiles, these bunker busters at all of these facilities that have absolutely taken everything out. Believe me, trust me, because everything I say is true. Can we run up just a picture of him doing that again? Because there's something particular about the way he was standing there. And as in politics goes, they make sure things look a certain way. So the rest of these three goons behind him are there for a reason. Donald Trump stands in front of podiums and talks and answers questions and has media figures ask him so he can berate them and ask them where they're from all the time. Look at him hunched over. Look at him old and sad and a little bit scared. So he has to bring out his three goons to be like, they support me too, you guys. They were a part of this. It was them. I want you guys to always make sure you understand and see these images. Politics is a bunch of actors. Yo, I'm from LA. I know how Hollywood works. They're actors. They're standing in front of this place. They want things to look a certain way. There's reasons why they're standing in the positions that they're standing in, having the looks on their faces that they do, that they try to hide at times. All these guys are figureheads sitting there waiting to carry out these missions and these things that are dictated by other folks as we're seeing right in front of us, but they have to make it look a certain way. So when he went with thank God, I just want to say God, he doesn't know what the F he's doing. He thinks he does when he makes his decisions at the last second, like he says he does. But when he comes out and has these words, and it's supposed to be evoking this kind of confidence in his ability to do what he's doing, it doesn't do any of that.
Yeah.
So he has his boys behind him to try and help him out because he's chicken stuff.
Yeah, that's a good cover right there. And look, one small reason why he might be scared is maybe he's worried about counterstrikes directly against him. I mean, I think that targeting the leader of a country in a military engagement is unacceptable, but Trump doesn't. I mean, Benjamin Netanyahu said that they were going to take out the leader of Iran, and Trump, to his credit, said not to do that. But then Trump, after bombing Iran, started tweeting about how we know where he is. Maybe we'll take him out. So I guess according to Israel and Iran, it is totally legitimate to assassinate the leader of a country that you're at war with. Thanks to Trump, Iran is now at war with us. So not according to my morality or my understanding of international law and norms, but according to Trump's, it would be totally legitimate for them to, as they apparently many years ago started to talk about, if they tried to assassinate him. They've now normalized that. Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump are saying that's just how the world works, okay? If you can take out the leader, you do it. So maybe he's a little bit worried about that, I don't know. If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.